Speaking of Apple, the Wistron situation has some new developments, some new information. A lot of people tweeted me after I talked about it on the previous episode. I'll just do a quick recap on that. India has been moving aggressively to acquire some of the manufacturing for high-profile smartphone companies, Apple included. We have this relatively new plant outside of Bangalore, the tech hub of India. And this place tasked with manufacturing iPhone SE and iPhone 7, I believe. I think mostly, if not completely, for the domestic market. All kinds of incentives and things to do some portion of the assembly local for the Indian market. We talked about that in the past as well. And we got some video footage, I guess a couple of days ago at this point, upset workers, smashing a place, rioting, very, just obviously not satisfied with the arrangement. Mm-hmm. Now, this plant, according to this new article I'm seeing here from SCMP, this plant apparently in a location, not the most affluent location. In other words, people need to work over there. And so very important employment, I should say, as a way. People need work everywhere. Mm-hmm. On my top. I've just said important. Employ a lot of people. 10,500 workers. Well, and so it represents pretty significant opportunity for the region. So you wonder, hey, what kind of leniency is there going to be for how they run this place because of how important it is to that municipality, to that region, to that province, to that country, for that matter? Are they going to get special treatment from the authorities in how they can treat people? And that's the concern, right? That there will be leverage because it does represent this economic potential. Well, anyway, there's a new report from those state authorities who went and did an investigation after the event took place. Now, they did arrest some people who were acting a certain way, because you still can't act a certain way. There's other means you're supposed to take, obviously, if you're disgruntled. So some people were still arrested for the behavior, but the Karnataka state authorities went in there and found that the Taiwanese-run firm did not have enough staff to manage the 10,500 workers. And there were exploitative practices going on, Will. That's according to their investigation. Suggesting wage underpayments, which we talked about in the original story, that the wages that were agreed upon were possibly not met. Or, I mean, they're saying they just weren't met. Mm-hmm. Irregular work hours and poor working conditions. They're saying all these things were common at the plant. Now, I dig into this article, and first of all, just real quick, $7 million worth of damage. That's a tremendous amount. I mean, they must have just smashed everything. $7 million USD. Like they must have just destroyed the whole place. It would be tough to get it back up and running, I'd imagine. So one thing that struck me in this particular article was a weird section about guys that were making side deals inside of the plant. Allegations of middlemen exploiting the contract workers. Most of these workers on contract, not employees per se. I think it's around 80
benefits or anything.
8,500 of the 10,500, I believe, contract workers. So allegations that there are middlemen inside there exploiting the contract workers and skimming from their wages. Police are looking into the role of 6 contractors who acted as go-betweens for Wistron. They reportedly lured workers by promising them an additional allowance if they forewent breaks. That they get more money if they skip their breaks or something, kind of like in there influencing.
Right.
Middlemen. And I guess they would then themselves get a piece of the extra amount, and maybe this is where some of the confusion could come from what you're actually getting paid versus what is skimmed. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of under the table. But although they're not even getting paid like what they were owed.
That's the accusation.
You know?
That their original agreements were not met, that people were seeing their paychecks diminished. Very complicated situation. Apple, of course, running their very own investigation at the moment, but the local authorities, they seem to be, for the most part, they did look. They arrested 150 workers for charges of unlawful assembly and rioting, and they're investigating another 5,000. But the place employs 10,500. So there's 5,500 people who were just, basically mistreated, according to this, and weren't even a part of the destruction. That's a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the investigation seems to indicate that there is some level of mistreatment going on here, affecting a large number of people, and Apple's going to have to do something about it. Really, I mean, that's what it boils down to. I know it has a big Wistron badge on it, but they're making iPhones. That's Apple's product. In fact, the locals just refer to the place as the iPhone factory.
Right.
As you would. Mm-hmm. So the badge on the outside might not be an Apple logo, but this is Apple's problem, and they got to get in there and sort this one out. Mm-hmm. And just dedicate more resources to making sure that this kind of stuff can't happen, because it's a bad look for everyone involved. Mm-hmm. And you would hate to see it go either way. You would hate to see it where the jobs had to leave completely, right? You would hate where the employment and the opportunity has to leave completely, because it's a high-tech, obviously not high-paying for the time being, but it represents opportunity. You hope there's a way to salvage what's going on there. Mm-hmm. And Apple's big enough, I believe they can make it happen. Yep. I believe they can figure it out.